Still, I wish I could speak with the king.
You know, you can speak to me, son. I've been trying to speak to your generation for a long time now, but you seem to be busy. But anyway, I am delighted to see all of you here tonight, in spite of the storm warning. Something strange is happening in our world. And you know, if I was able to take a panoramic view of the whole of human history up to now, and the Almighty said to me, Martin Luther King, which age would you like to live in? I would take my mental flight by Egypt, and I would watch God's children and their magnificent trek through the dark dungeons of Egypt, rather across the Red Seas, on towards the Promised Land. But in spite of its magnificence, I wouldn't stop there. I've gone by Greece and take my mind to Mount Olympus. And I would see Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, Euripides, and Aristophanes assembled around the Parthenon. And I would watch them around the Parthenon as they discuss the great and eternal issues of reality. But I wouldn't stop there. I've gone up to the great heyday of the Roman Empire. And I would see developments around that empire through various emperors and leaders. But I wouldn't stop there. I've gone up to the day of the Renaissance and get a quick picture that all the Renaissance did for the culture and aesthetic life of man. But I wouldn't stop there. I've gone by the way for the man from whom I'm named had his habitat. And I would watch Martin Luther as he tacked his 95 Theses on the church at the door of Wittenberg. But I wouldn't stop there. Strangely enough, I've gone up to 1863 and see a fascinating president by the name of Abraham Lincoln finally come to the conclusion that he had to sign the Emancipation Proclamation. But I wouldn't stop there. I was going up to the early 30s and see a man grappling with the problems of the bankruptcy of this nation and come with an eloquent cry that we have nothing to fear but fear self. But I wouldn't stop there. Strangely enough, I would turn to the Almighty and ask if He would allow me to live just a few years in the second half of the 20th century. I will be happy. Oh, that's a strange statement to make, because the world is all messed up. The nation is sick. Troubles in the land, confusion all around, and that's a strange statement. But for years now, men have been talking about war and peace. Now, no longer can they just talk about it. No longer is there a choice between violence and nonviolence in this world. It's nonviolence and non-existence. This is where we are today. And also in the human rights revolution. If something isn't done, and done in a hurry, the colored people of the world must be brought out of their long years of poverty, out of their long years of hurt and neglect, lest the whole world is doomed. But I know somehow that only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. And I see God working in this period of the 20th century. And in a way, in some strange way of responding, something is happening in our world. The masses of people rising up, and wherever they are assembled today, no matter if they're in Johannesburg, South Africa, Nairobi, Kenya, Accra, Ghana, New York City, Atlanta, Georgia, Jackson, Mississippi, or Memphis, Tennessee, the cry is always the same. We want to be free. But you know, we must make full and creative use of the freedoms that we already possess. This means, so even though we've not yet reached the promised land of freedom, we must continue to endure in our various fields of endeavor. Now, I have a problem now, and it's a real dilemma. And I don't think many of our white brothers realize the great dilemma that we face. As I hear them talking from time to time, it's a real dilemma. What is that dilemma? We've been the victims of our foreparents of slavery for over 244 years. Then another 100 years of segregation. But now the forces of history demands that we be as productive, that we be as resourceful as the individuals who has never known such oppression or discrimination. What is our dilemma? Simply this: he who gets behind in a race must forever remain behind or run faster than the man in front. That is our dilemma. You know, Ralph Waldo Emerson said in an election back in 1871 that if a man could write a better book or preach a better sermon or make a better mousetrap than his neighbor, even if he built his house in the woods, the world would make a beaten path to his door. This would become increasingly true. So you must set out to do a good job, do that job so well that nobody can do it any better. But you must not set out merely to do a good Negro job. Anybody who sets out to do that is sleeping through a revolution. Anybody who sets out merely to be a good Negro doctor, a good Negro lawyer, a good Negro school teacher, a good Negro preacher, a good Negro barber beautician, why, you already flunked your matriculation exam for the entrance into the University of Integration. You must set out to do a good job and do that job so well that nobody could do it any better. If it falls your lot to become a street sweeper, then go on out and sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures, sweep streets like Beethoven composed music, sweep streets like Shakespeare wrote poetry, sweep streets so well that all the hosts in the heaven and earth would have to pause and say, here lived a great street sweeper who swept his job well. Yes, if you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, then be a shrub in the valley. But you be the best of the shrub on the side of the hill, be a bush if you can't be a tree. You can't be a highway, then just be a trail. You can't be the sun, then be a star. It isn't by size if you win or you fail. Be the best at whatever you are. For I still have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold the these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama with its vicious races, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, one day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places shall be made plain, and the crooked places shall be made straight. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is my hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning, my country, tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty of thee I sing. Land where my father died, land where the pilgrims cried from every mountainside. And if freedom is to be true, this must become true. So let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the heightened Alleghenies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain in Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill in Mississippi. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And when this happens, when we allow freedom to ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jew and Gentile, Protestant and Catholic, will be able to join hands and sing the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last, thank God Almighty, we're free at last.